What's up, gamers? I'm here. I'm doing something a little different with this video, so let's see how it goes. I've been wanting to attempt a challenge run for quite a while now, so what better way to start than the classic Soul Level 1 run? Basically, I start at level 1 and I can't level up. While I can still upgrade my weapons and armor, my health, stamina, and weapon choice are all very limited. I haven't really planned a route for this at all. I just checked what weapons I'd want and decided I'd wing it. One more thing before I get into the run itself, the last time I played this game was about 2.5 years ago, so I'm a little rusty to say the least. We start with the Pyromancer class, as it's the only class that actually starts at level 1, and we pick the Master Key as our gift. We run through the Undead Asylum, quickly grabbing all of our gear, and the Estus Flask. We make our way up to the platform so we can hit Mr. Biggle the Silent Demon with the
plunging
attack and easily finish the fight from there. Now that the real Dark Souls has begun, I need a weapon. The Undead Merchant has what we're looking for, and I buy our first weapon of the run, the Reinforced Club. I buy 3 and rush straight to the Taurus Demon, easily defeating him. I figured at this point it'd be best to just continue through the Undead Parish and unlock the shortcut back to Fire Lake. After some slight difficulties, I make it to Andre, light the bonfire, buy some Titanite shards, and upgrade my club to +5. With a decent weapon in hand, it's time to find the Grasscrest Shield, which I forget how to get to entirely, and I end up at Havel. I think, sure, I might as well get his ring, and he says, "Remember when I said I might be a little rusty? Well, I got my mechanics mixed up with Dark Souls 2, so thank you, Dark Souls." Continuing on from that minor setback, I get back to the parish, take the elevator back down to Firelink, and do the classic suicide run for the Firekeeper Soul in New Londo. I upgrade the flask to +1 and decide that the catacombs would be a great place to go next, so I can get the Rite of Kindling. To be completely honest, I forgot a lot of the layout down here, which led to me initially taking a slow approach. As much fun as it was killing skeleton after skeleton off the ledge, I switched to speeding my way through the area. Oh! I forgot about... Not like this. Is the knight just not here? Wait, why was he not... Oh! How have I missed all of those shots? What? Okay. No, no, no. Ah, no! No! Mixed results all around. Before too long, I had made it to Pinwheel. Beat him, got the Mask of the Child, and left. I kindled the flames of Firelink to give me 20 Estus, went back up to the Undead Parish, grabbing the Firekeeper Soul that I had forgot about, and bought more shards from Andre. I used these to get my chest armor to +3 and upgrade my other clubs to +5. This time, I actually remembered how to get the Grasscrest Shield, so I picked that up, giving myself some nice stamina regen. Now that I had the shield, my basic gear setup was complete, so next up was the depths. I made it to the Capra Demon a couple of times, except I completely forgot about the sewer shortcut, and I got sick of the lower burg. Bruh. Why the dog on the stairs? What the dog doing? Now that I was feeling warmed up, what better time for a quick jaunt through Blighttown? I went through Darkroot to get to the Valley of the Drakes, only to realize that my memory of the Master Key was wrong, and I should have just gone through New Londo. Oh, this goes to... I didn't have to run through the Valley of the Drakes? This took me back to Firelink, so I upgraded my Estus to +2, and then made it down to Blighttown. I was pretty scared of Quaylag's explosion attack as I forgot the tell, but somehow I nearly beat her on my second try. No, you clown! No! Oh my god, no! Unfortunately, immediately after this, I realized that I no longer had clumps to cure my poison, and since it was already stuck down there, I decided to just wait it out. On my 5th try, I was finally successful in quashing Quaylag, and I rang my first bell. I was feeling pretty good after that, not gonna lie, so I had the confidence to choose Ceaseless Discharge.
Splish!
I don't know how to cheese ceaseless. I gave up after a couple more attempts and decided to head to the Great Hollow to prepare for later. I accidentally stumbled across the Chloranthy ring, which was great, and proceeded to collect 8 Twinkling Titanite. As I tried to leave the Great Hollow, I got kicked off the servers, checked online, and there was maintenance happening. This doesn't really have any bearing on the run, I just thought it was funny. Moving on, I still wanted to grab the Firekeeper's soul down here before leaving. This is another instance of my lack of research rearing its ugly head, as there is an easy source of clumps down here all along.
Oh, now I feel silly.
Oh well, a couple of canine caused casualties later, and I'm back at Firelink and upgrade. Oh, wait. Okay, wow, my lack of planning strikes again. Apparently, if you kill Quayleg and collect 2 Firekeeper souls, Mr. Ever-so-friendly Lotric just frees himself from his cell and kills her. We're just gonna move past that. I'd collected some large Titanite shards at this point, and I wanted to continue upgrading my weapon. Guess who completely forgot about embers, though? The ember I need is in the depths, so we're back to the lower berg to cut down that Capra demon. I unlocked the shortcut, and 2 tries later, that goat got. After getting butchered...
No, I want to hit you through the wall. Oh, come on. Oh, it's working. When the cheese is... Oh!
I grab the large ember and take it to Andre. I upgrade my club to +8, grab the smithing and repair boxes, and run up to the gargoyles. The first attempt was pretty scuffed, as I had spent all of my Estus on the way up, but I easily deal with them on my second try. I ring the second bell, and the Snakes of Sens quickly remind me just how fun this funhouse can be. After refamiliarizing myself with the area, I'm able to run past everything and make it to the bonfire. I take the time to upgrade my club to +9, continue on to the merchant of the area, buy another large shard or 2, and it's back to the bonfire to reach +10. My first attempt at the golem is short and sweet. Well, my second attempt is absolutely disgusting. Time for Anorlando. I upgrade my flask to +3, making it so that I always heal to full health no matter how little health I have. And completely squander my first 2 attempts at getting past the Painting Guardians. I make up for this by first trying the Archer section and open up the remaining doors in the area, preparing myself for the boss. For those who don't know, Anorlando hosts a famous duo fight with Ornstein and Smo, which will serve as the first true test of this run. After about 7 tries, I'm able to make it to phase 2, although I die soon after. This would probably be a good time to talk more about the Reinforced Club, specifically its moveset. The basic R1 has quite the wind-up, and if you miss, it leaves you pretty vulnerable. Ornstein likes to jump and dodge around a lot, which presented a small challenge at first, but before long I was abusing how strong the club's poise damage is, and it was no issue at all. I mean, just look at this, seriously. With enough slick swings of my club, Super Smo's life is snuffed and our build is about to get buffed. I take my newly earned souls to the giant blacksmith, buy some green and large Titanite shards, and Thanos snaps him away? I take his hammer to honor his memory, and I upgrade it to +5, with all of that twinkling Titanite from earlier. If only I was using Somber Stones, right? I remove some of my armor to accommodate for the increased weight of the hammer, and absolutely lay into Lotric with it. Wow, I love this weapon. I warp back to Firelink and revive the Firekeeper, and eventually make it to Vamos and change my second club into a Fire Club. I wanted to get to the Tomb of the Giants bonfire, but it was dark, so I figured I'd try Izalith next. I unfortunately forgot to rest the bonfire after Quayleg, and I had to run down there again. Once there, I upgrade my Fire Club to +5, and after a handful of attempts, I actually beat Ceaseless legitimately. I take a quick detour with my 20,000 souls, and I buy the Crest of Artorias before continuing further down. I get made a fool by the local worm population. Hello?
Hello? Is this Among Us?
Before I get to the bonfire, and soon after the large flame ember. With the ember being the only thing that I actually need here, I beat the demon fire sage on my 3rd try and I head back to Vamos. I upgrade the club to +6, and then +7, and also upgrade my chest armor to +6. With 2 demons defeated, what better time to travel back to the Undead Asylum and slay the Stray Demon. For some reason, he's also a 3-attempt boss, and we get a chunk and the doll. I didn't actually make a mention of it so far, but for those who are unaware, you unlock fast travel after beating Ornstein and Smo. I make good use of this, and you'll see this more as the run progresses, but I tend to jump from area to area. With my short break from Izalith over, the Centipede Demon slithers its many legs over and is ultimately squished by my massive hammer. I get another chunk on the way to the Sunlight Maggot, and get the slab, and another chunk. Now it's time for the best boss in the entire game! My first attempt goes pretty well, but is quickly put to rest, much like my foolish ambitions, and I proceed to die a bunch. I finally make it to the second set of roots, die, and after a few more attempts...
Scoop!
Oh!
Stupid, stupid,
Oh my god.
stupid.
The boss has done it! Can that fire hit me? Wow. Okay, that was actually great. At the bonfire, I upgrade my fire club to +10, and I get out of there with my first Lord Soul. Around now, I realize that I keep forgetting to collect some gear, so I head back to Enter Londo. I grab Havel's armor and the occult club. I put Andre to work and revert it to a +5 divine club instead. A brisk jog through the woods and I find myself pranked by the moonlight butterfly. Oh, of course. Of course. I beat him the second try.
Great!
With that dealt with, we can move on to the more important boss of the area. Not much to say about Sif though, it's a hitless first try. I warp off, use the Sunlight Maggot to quickly light the Tomb of the Giants bonfire, and now it's New Londo time! It takes a little bit to deal with all the spectral shenanigans. Okay. No, 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 no! No! Oh, come on! But after enough tries, I find myself on the roof and I get the key to the seal. A couple minutes later, I use said key to drain all the water, and after referencing the location of it, I find the very large ember. After the first attempt at the 4 kings, it's back to Andre to upgrade my club to +12. When I first started this run, I was a little worried as to how this fight would go, but after about 6 or 7 attempts, I finally beat them. The most stressful part of the fight was actually waiting for the next king to spawn, since I just kept killing them so quickly. With half of the Lord Souls in tow, I need to unarchive all of my Duke's Archives related knowledge. This evidently did not work.
Huh?
I equip my Ring of Sacrifice upon arrival to the Seath summit. Can we start calling it that? It's Seath, and he's at the top of the area? He looks a little mountainous too, don't you think? After getting put in Bad Joke Jail for the last one, I escape, run down to the bottom, and die to the snakes a couple of times. Oh. I hit a small breaking point and quickly employ the ladder in my revenge. I grab the key, get out, and unlock the shortcut before grabbing the bonfire. Needing a break from the books, we're back in Darkroot Basin and Unexpected hydro pumps aside, the Hydra is actually quite easy to kill, as a single attack from the hammer will cut off a head. We kill the Hydra, kill the Golden Golem, and hours later, get revenge on Havel, acquiring his ring. Let's head back and finish off Seath. In typical first attempt fashion, I am joined by 2 man-eater shells, and my attempts to outmaneuver the mollusks are quickly put to rest. Just like my ambition! Seath is actually pretty easy though, and I'm able to beat him hitless on my second try. Only Nito's Lord Soul remains, and with all the prep I've done, it's not long before I'm at his arena. Without realizing, I actually went way too far into the arena, and I aggroed the larger skeletons on the other side. This was actually a good thing though, as I figured I could stay near the start, kill off the 3 smaller skeletons with my Divine Club so they don't respawn, and then stay on this side while I fight Nito. I'm able to beat him on my 4th try, though it was actually the first time I inflicted damage on him. I make a quick run back to the archive so I can grab the DLC key. For time! We kindle the Lord Vessel, opening up access to the kiln of the first flame and get to work farming the first Black Knight for Titanite chunks. 5 minutes later, we have our plus 15 club. I head back to the depths for our first bit of housekeeping, and trivialize the gaping dragon with the hammer. Following this is back to the basin to enter the DLC, and light the bonfire. Well, here I thought I would try out the Sanctuary Garden fight with my club, and in about 6 or 7 tries I was able to beat it. We're back in Anor Londo for a quick minute as I still have to do the Painted World. It took a lot longer than expected. It's shocking to me that I forgot how to progress through such a small area. I killed the undead dragon before realizing that I needed to open up the door on the lower level. And I ran past the wheel in the sewers multiple times before realizing where it was.
You won't get the jump on me. No way. It was right here the whole time?
The Priscilla fight was interesting as I used my headphones to locate her, and I killed her before she could even do anything.
Hurry toward thine death.
That was disgusting.
At this point in the run, we have the 3 remaining DLC bosses left, Gwendolyn and Gwyn. While in the Royal Wood, I noticed I only had 1 ring equipped, so I equipped Havel's ring and I put all of my starting armor back on. I then threw myself at Artorias for a while, and wow does the DLC ever crank up the difficulty. I knew the DLC was going to be tough, but I wasn't expecting this. After some time, I upgraded my headwear and legs to +6, and my gloves up to +4. I think this actually gave me just enough defense to survive his spin attack. Much like Ornstein, you have to know when to attack as he can move out of his attacks very quickly. Some of his attacks also don't really give you a window to punish, so learning his moveset is quite important. I was able to stop him from buffing with 2 attacks as well, so I just needed to practice and put it all together.
Let's go!
My hope after beating him was to get through the Ulasile township as fast as possible. Unfortunately, it remained as just a hope.
Oh, come on!
As it took some time before I managed to get the crest key. I followed the path down, making my way into the abyss, and I got absolutely wrecked by Mammoth for a bit. I wanted a break and decided to torture myself with Calamite instead. I had already visited the arena, so I just needed to visit the living giant next. Another quick round of armor upgrades and pain will soon be upon me. My memories of Calamite are not very fond, as I did not enjoy getting the tail weapon on my first playthrough. I could try to put this a whole lot more eloquently, but that's not what this video is about. Hot take, I don't like Calamite. Dragon fights for me in the Souls games are very hit or miss in general, but that's just me. Anyway, this boss took me the longest out of any thus far. However, with some careful positioning, I was able to get through the fight while playing pretty aggressively.
Oh my god. Ah! That boss sucks. I hate that boss with a passion. Oh my god.
Only one DLC boss remains. Time to conquer the Abyss. It didn't take long for me to consistently get Mammoth down to 60% health. However, it did take a bit more time to learn how to dodge all the spells he starts using at this point. Eventually, I found that staying at mid-range throughout the majority of the fight worked best for me, and gives me the best chance to actually react and either attack or dodge. I didn't bother getting the pendant for this fight, I don't really know why, I just wanted to see how it would go, and it works, so whatever.
Oh no, 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 no. No, 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 stop doing that attack! Oh! Oh! Oh!
I'm gonna just breeze past the Gwendolyn fight. I died. I forgot the beam attack goes through the pillars, whatever. Moving on. Let me preface this whole thing by saying that I am usually not one to parry, and I don't know how to parry Gwyn. When I first played the game, I basically just staggered him over and over again, and it was a total pushover. I didn't end up learning his moveset until New Game Plus. Needless to say, instead of attempting to parry, I stuck with the stagger strat, which I could get every 2 hits. As I was attempting the fight, I ended up changing to the Mask of the Child and swapping my Chloranthy ring for the Fire Defense ring, maintaining my stamina regen buff, but hopefully defending better against his attacks. I also farmed the first Black Knight a couple times on the run to Gwyn and upgraded my armor more too. After enough practice, I found a method to slowly circle him and stay on his left, which seemed to make him take longer to actually try to attack me.
Alright, let's go.
With Gwyn defeated, our full boss Soul Level 1 run is officially done. But looking back, this challenge was a lot easier than I thought it would be, at least until you get to the DLC. I felt like I was breezing through the base game for the most part, with some areas being harder to get through compared to their respective bosses. The Blacksmith Giant Hammer does an insane amount of damage in a run like this, and it carried the second half of the game before the DLC. I'm sure this could have been a lot easier as well if I routed it from the start and I didn't just see how it went. Based on time alone, the hardest bosses for me were Calamite, Manus and Artorias, Gwyn, and then Ornstein and Smo. Anyway, that's it for my Soul Level 1 video. Maybe you'll see more of these in the future, maybe not, who knows? Thanks for watching!